Coal mines had their day. West was western, oil still pumps today. Yes, in Roundup, Montana, big city, USA, there's a great cattle drive and it will lead the way. Roundup, you were pioneer to the new frontier. Roundup, Montana, you survived through the years. In Roundup, Montana, the cattle are here to stay. Roundup, Montana, you're king for a day. Roundup, you'll be part of Western history. May you forever reign and long live your memory. You're gonna mark some time, you'll be king for a day. I salute Roundup, Montana, big city, USA. Roundup, you were pioneer to the new frontier. Roundup, Montana, you survived through the years. Roundup, Montana, the cattle are here to stay. Roundup, Montana, you're king for a day. Tracks of rails and great coal mines had their day. Your west was western and oil still pumps today. Yes, in Roundup, Montana, big city, USA, there a great cattle drive will lead the way. Roundup, you were pioneer to the new frontier. Roundup, Montana, you survived through the years. Roundup, Montana.
Now what do you want me to do?
Show your leg up there. Oh, am I going to get in this too?
Oh man, that feels so good.
I'm Janine Skidmore. I live here up local, and I've been sewing jobs all summer long. I made bonnets.
I've seen the things you made. They're beautiful.
The saloon girl skirts, the whole bit.
I want one like this here, you know.
Yeah. Well, I've been waving it. I've been waving since yesterday. I started out with people just waving at me.
Oh, no.
And then I started waving back, and now they started, and these guys said, well, you know, wave at them. So I've been waving at them ever since.
You gotta look at him.
Okay.
I didn't even see it there.
Oh, hold on, Ellie.
No, I want to.
Hold on.
It's okay, Elle. Hang on.
Well, I've been traveling the past 3 or 4 years the world and taking pictures of people on it, rodeos, parades.
Have full, we'll travel.
So what are your names? I'm Dixie. I'm Connie. Thank you very much. Thank you.
of the 11s.
And you lived here all your life?
Well, with the exception of about 10 years that I have managed to get away and find out how much better it is here.
Definitely. And your sister?
Is from Anchorage, Alaska. I just got her off the plane yesterday morning, so.
And what is your name? How are you liking the Centennial?
Oh, I love it.
And Roundup, do you like it?
Yes, I love it.
Thank you very much.
Let's jambalaya, crawfish, 5 filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Jeremy. Big guitar, flute, jar, and Miguel. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on fire. Goodbye, Joe, we gotta go, be mine. We gotta go, old hero down by. Well, my one, sweetest one, be mine. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on fire. Well, jambalaya, crawfish, 5 filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna...
It's rattlesnake.
And where did you get that?
I don't know.
What are you doing with it?
Trying to sell it. If I get 20, I get $10, and if I get 15, I get $2.
Mr. Slade! Oh, here's your candle! Oh, wait a minute, let me be sure it's going real good.
They won't break.
Real, you all right?
Hey, good one!
Well, I thought I told you not to smoke down there.
I came all the way up from Reno, Nevada. I was born and raised in Klein, lived in a little burg out there called Farrelltown. I come up to put a big cattle drive.
So what'd you hear about it down in Reno?
It's in the papers all the time, and read about it, different papers on the way up, and Idaho papers, Utah papers.
So you weren't gonna miss it?
Well, I'm not gonna miss it, no way.
I saw this thing on TV where they had this K going in today, and something about if you came from Klein, you could get your name put in or something. Then I called that phone number, nothing happened, nobody was there. So then we get it out, I saw it up here, and I said, let's drive up here and see.
Probably all up here then, huh?
All up here working, probably at daylight.
So you're getting your name in here today, huh?
Well, I don't know. See who's in charge of that name.
Aikenson.
Aikenson.
You're on video. This is a Centennial video.
Oh, we don't.
They're local Montanans. Yes, sir. This is Jones Hamilton and his brother Glenn Hamilton.
Hi. Well, that is
Thanks, Glenn.
Oh, come on. You won't. See what? Get him. He's a gentleman. Come here.
Who wants on him now?
Come here. How do you like that? You better get over here and I get hold of your neck.
Who's with you?
Wave at me.
Say cheese.
Gary, this is where we write after? Yeah. Billy?
I'll get a COD form.
I'm going to get a COD form. I really
Hey, I got spurs on.
Leave it up to me, huh, Bob? I got to try something different.
Wait a minute, I got this thing ain't gonna slip. I absolutely need that through.
What about one in front? You're gonna have to ride up here.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
You slide up here, though.
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me get down and slide back.
I've been that dog here.
Will he move if I take it down, Adam?
Hey, don't put your head down.
Ride him, cowboy. Hee-haw!
Get down there, Curly.
No, hey, don't be spurring this thing.
I'm getting some good shots.
Okay. Huh? No. Hey,
watch them
who's hanging on
first.
me like that?
Slide up, Troy.
Okay, I'm sliding.
You got him?
You ain't playing Roy Rogers when I'm up here, are ya?
Monument, my name is Suzanne Chvilchuk. And I'm from Red Yard. And my name's Karma.
And you come down here just for the suntan?
Yeah.
And what is the, you're just doing this to sell balloons?
Sure. Yeah. Just some for the little kids.
Are you having fun? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is my niece, she lives there. And she'll be your friend.
Oh, Troy, I've met you a lot of times.
You changed your hair. Oh, what do you think of the cattle driver? I mean,
Jim,
Now
one of the big cheeses here.
Now, don't you want to go see Terry Murphy down there and find out about getting on the VIP wagon train?
You bet.
Red carpet,
no sleeping bags, you have to sleep just on the
champagne
ground.
and caviar.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Jim, how do you feel about this now that's finally
One
coming together
outfitter
here?
for every 2 people.
All right.
I'm Susie Stahl. I live at Flatwillow Christian Community, which is about 25 miles north of here.
And I'm Perry Sorensen. I've got Roundup hardware up here in Roundup.
And you came in with this group. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
We rode in Friday morning with Connie Cox from north of Havre. He brought 110 head of longhorns down. In fact, they just had the sale today. They auctioned them off. We rode in the last day with them, took pictures, and that was really, really fun. I guess he had about 14 people to start out with him, and he ended up with about 4.
So how many days was this, and how far did they
Did he go
travel?
like 21 days?
He started out August the 11th at the Canadian border, which is something like 265 miles away.
Yeah. Just north of Havre is where his farm is, the ranch.
So what motivated him to do this?
That was
the
really,
cattle drive.
yeah, that was really the authentic stuff. I mean, he brought them all the way that far.
Well, Connie Cox is a famous rodeo champion. In fact, he was in the Old Timers Rodeo last night, or yesterday afternoon, something like that. So he's pretty involved in horses and cattle anyway.
Is he going on the drive?
I don't think so.
I think he is.
I don't know.
I'm not
All
sure.
right. Well, we'll find out.
His cattle will be.
What do you think of the Centennial?
It's nice.
It kind of looks like a city.
Yeah, it does look like a city.
this rodeo here, with the exception of the checks, all the trophies, buckles, and so forth, will be awarded here. Just the buckles for the year end, for the rodeo. Buckles for the rodeo will be given away here, so you kids that...
How'd you do today?
Not too good.
Not too good?
Placing for on the second today. Overall, I placed second.
That's not bad.
Good. You know, I didn't even get the dog in fourth.
What was your name?
Gary Woodward.
I'm so jealous. Let's see. Where are you from?
Billings.
How about you? Billings? What's your name?
I'm Kevin Lois.
Are you having fun? Yeah. It's great. You're going to be on the driving horse.
I think. Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a nice time. Thank you. What's your name?
Gary Olson.
Where do you live?
Well, I made a bad mistake of trying to come through that song a couple days ago. Now they won't let me forget that I did it.
40 miles east of here.
On Fatty Creek.
Yeah.
But here's a little bit of Montana
Your
for
wife
you
is
folks
Sue
around.
Wilson?
Yeah.
She's county commissioner around it?
Yeah.
You've lived here all your
There
life?
was a boy from Arkansas
How you
who
like it in
couldn't listen to his mom when she told him that he should go to
You're from Roundup?
school. He'd hurry off in the afternoon, take a little walk, and pretty soon...
Roundup hasn't quite seen this much attention in quite some time.
Big timber? What do you think of the cattle drive so far?
Too many.
Too many? This should be good for business.
Well, yeah, maybe. I ain't in the crowd.
Is this a reproduction of the big one that's going to be?
Yes, this is a replica. This is the largest replica that we have. The monument is 1 1/4 over life size, therefore it's classified as a heroic monument. The entire monument, the tail of the horse to the nose of the cow, is about 29 feet long.
Where's it going to be?
It's going to be in Billings. Right. It'll be unveiled on the 9th at the Metro, and then it'll go down to the new Chamber of Commerce building, visitor center. That final dedication.
What is your name?
Alan Roundup.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Terry. That's a pretty good group, isn't it?
Great group.
Charlie Seacrest from the famous Seacrest family. They worked on the famous Binion Ranch, they owned rodeo production companies, and this is from the famous Small family, Johnny Small from the Cheyenne.
Johnny Small from Cheyenne.
Out of Billings. And some of these Smalls rodeoed with the Lindermans, my guys.
All right. Some good folks here, people.
Yeah, this famous family. This is Clinton Small. Used to rodeo with the Bill and Doug and all the time. This is Johnny, Clinton's brother. We'll find Clinton sometime. This is Joe Robertson.
Tom Weber.
Tom Weber from
Roundup.
Roundup. Here's a Wolf Point big fellow right there. I used to sing up there. Who's the gal's name?
This is Jerry Weber. I belong to Tom.
Yeah, Jerry, Roundup. Mr. and Mrs. Weber. And
This is my wife,
Barbara. And they were showing this, Craig, and they want to know if I thought this was a girl, sexy girl from behind, bush girl, and they want me to bend over and compare so they know it's a girl.
I think she's.
Did you get
So what do you think, folks? Is that a pretty girl there?
What do you think, folks?
I think it's a girl.
Tight Levi's and cattle drive girls, honey. Mr. Altman. Tom Altman from Laurel, Montana.
Before we're jumping on the run and the finish line is jail.
By hook or by crook, they won't make bail.
Where's your first? Where's your first? There's your last. Where's your first? It's whippersnappers versus strappers. Expect the worst. And busty gal ain't no bell. Take some mercer, we like mercer. They're up in first. We was here, yep, we was here. We was here first. And the last time, we was here first.
I'm Jerry Weber, and this is Jerry Weber.
We're drinking Budweiser beer, so they're confusing.
You've got Bush.
Mr. Altman and his cowboy son, have you missed No. I'm a Weber.
She only wants to be.
I'm a Yedlika, but I won't be Miss Yedlika, but these are a bunch of Websters, and I don't... Weber. A bunch of Webers, Craig. This is Paul Lovick from Sidney, Montana, another famous town, Montana. This is Vern Spurgeon, an old customer of mine from Red Lodge, Swinging Vern, Montana, and just ran into him today down at the Grand, and they live in Alaska. Came down here. An old friend, he and his family, and John Franklin, there's another Sidney, Montana man. I'm telling you, we have everybody from the United States and a hell of a lot of them from Montana.
I don't know why. I wish there was just more time to enjoy the refreshments, really.
How do you think it's going to go?
Well, I don't think there'll be more than 2, maybe 3 people.
Happy
us. So what's the scoop today?
Well, this is our first day and it's going to get better.
Fiery, snuffy, all the raring to go. Ride around, ride around slow. Fiery, snuffy, all raring to go. Now old Bill Brown's got a daughter and a son. The daughter went down to Denver, the son went wrong. Son got shot. Arden Lodge Grass, our friend Tom, this is his horse, Billy Green. A lot of the cowboys have just gone out and wrangled all these horses for the trail right into this rope corral. And all these cowboys are catching their own horses in this corral, getting ready to saddle them up so they can get on the trail ride. And this is film crew and cowboys going on the trail, and they'll be herding the actual herd of cows of the cattle drive.
Heading out. A few spare horses rest. Whoa. Well, if you look off in the distance there, each corner has a horse at it now. People on roofs. Man lives. All right, the crowd's showing a little excitement now. Here comes the Longhorns. Quite a clip here. Looks like a log jam here. Here comes the cavalry. Starting to see a little action now.
Oh, the horses are beautiful. Chance to see some beautiful animals. Clothing. I love the dress.
Yeah, I just got one. You just give me one. That was the most exciting thing I've ever seen. It was. When those longhorns went down the street, the first time I heard it go boom, boom,
They were
boom,
sitting
boom.
on the edge.
Well, they were trucking right along, weren't they?
Come on, wait. All right.
We lost the wheel here. Lost the wagon wheel. One of the first snafus.
Watch her there.
What'd you think?
What's going on?
What'd you think?
Think of what?
Great.
Oh, hell, it's great.
Gotta get you.
Never happen again, I don't think.
Probably not.
No, I'll be 6 feet under.
Great. Real great.
From New Orleans.
Was it worth it?
You betcha.
Think of that.
Great show. Biggest parade I've ever seen.
So what'd you think of that?
Oh, it's great.
Is this the end? This is the end. That's it, huh? You're the official street cleaner here? What'd you think?
It's great.
Oh, it's great.
You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never. This is the first time I ever saw longhorns.
Oh, it was wonderful.
We come from Oklahoma.
It's going to
100 miles after that.
It's going to be good. I know what he does.
Okay, how about this crew over here? What'd you all think of this?
With the real cowboy videoing.
Talking to you.
It was great.
Just drive, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was worth driving up here for.
And where'd you drive from?
Oklahoma.
Extraordinary. The greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, where are you from?
Baker, Montana.
Ever seen anything like that before?
No, I haven't, but I loved every minute of it.
Well, it was the best ride they've ever had here or anywhere. Mighty fine parade. I've been to Rose Bowl and a few other big ones. This is the biggest.
So what'd you think?
Fantastic.
So what'd you think? What'd you think?
Wonderful. Just great. Wonderful.
So what'd you think?
Have you know that I'm not from Maine, right?
What'd you all think?
Great. Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Where are you all from?
Billings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
At the other end. Worthwhile parade?
You betcha. Very good.
Come over late.
Very good.
Where are you from?
Baker.
Beautiful. It doesn't get any better.
What'd you think?
Just great.
Great.
I thought it was real good. Best one I've ever seen in history.
And where are you from?
Iowa.
And you came out here for this?
Just come out here for seeing this here.
And was it worth it?
Yes, it was.
You're resting, huh? Ever seen anything like that? How about this guy here? What does he think?
I think it's great too. Never seen nothing like it. Probably won't ever will again.
The long one, wasn't it?
More horses I want to see again.
Yeah, I suppose.
That was unbelievable. The neatest thing I've ever seen.
All right.
It really was. Fetchner, where is Fetchner? He's our most talkative guy.
The thunder of the hooves was wonderful, and thank you, Roundup.
Jim Leachman, the lead herd boss here. How'd you feel about coming through Roundup when those longhorn were trucking around the corner?
Well, it was a great experience, you know. It was a beautiful morning to start with. And as we pulled out of the feedlot up there with the main herd, there was cowboys taking pictures of cowboys. And our cowboys were taking people across the road, you know, in the big camps, and they all rode up. And of course, you know, there was a lot of really authentic people in that cattle drive, and not all of them were in the main herd. And the night before in a meeting, we told the head people that we wanted some really good cowboys to help us get through Roundup. So there was, I don't know, like 150 cowboys out of the other camps that went into Roundup preceding us to help us get through there. We had exercised the cattle the night before and also that morning, and they were real quiet and just walked along, you know. Different steers would take turns leading, and so we thought it was going to be pretty easy. But the minute we came out on the pavement, and all the people and all the campers, and kids and grandmothers and cameras, and I mean, there were people there taking pictures of their kids in the middle of the road, you know, with us in the background, and it changed pretty dramatically because the steers wanted to really move. And Senator Bacchus was leading point up on the left, and Tom Kemp, who's our ranch manager, was the head point man, and I was on the right, and then we had our own cowboys and the rest of these people. And we wanted to go through town in a leisurely way, but there was no way we could do that because the steers just really wanted to move out. But on the way in the Roundup, we had one steer that was really a little bit crazy. We didn't know it at the time, and there was two vehicles parked with a barrier and a woman standing right between them, and he proceeded to jump right over top of the barrier and over top of her, and horns were hitting metal, and of course we were concerned because if those cattle get away from the group, they then become excitable. But somewhere or another, the cowboys and just their own instinct, the steer came back in, and you know, we went into town. The main street, you know, was a big street, and we really didn't have a lot of trouble other than we had to, if you look at the videos, we were hollering and telling our wagons to get going because it looked like we were going to roll over top of them. Then when we had to make the turn at the south end of town, there was, of course, vehicles parked, you know, right along the road, and the steers kind of cut that corner, and if you really were there or could even see it or hear it, you know, we were clanking horns on the side of vehicles, and you can hear Tom Kemp hollering on the video, "Get out of the way, get out of the way." As we got down across from the Busy Bee Cafe, there's a parking lot, and we put about 3 or 4 steers in there behind the people, and I said, "Oh boy." And we had a big black steer that went off to the right and went all the way around the house and just cleared people out. I mean, he wasn't mean. He looked like he could be mean, and he had sort of a bull look, but he just had people going every which way on their, you know, on their own accord. And he came back in the group, but then we got just a little bit further, somewhere around where that sawmill is, and we put 3 or 4 of them way off in the brush. And we had trouble then, because we couldn't find him and we couldn't get him. And we had one guy and his horse fall into somebody's cesspool in the backyard. But Rick Potts came out of there with those steers, and then we proceeded to go across the bridge and go south to Billings. Most people don't realize how big those steers were. For example, the circumference of the horn at the base of the head on most of those steers was around 14 inches. And most of these cattle were 60 inches at the shoulder. And because people never got that close to them and they were moving so fast. So they were real trophies. And just like on a trophy deer, you don't find that many of them, and it takes time to grow them. And I guess it was shocking to me to look down in the valleys there and see all the wagons and flags and horses and teams. And then over where we were, you know, they had put a lot of the horses. And I guess that brought, you know, reality to me. The second revelation, I think, occurred the first day of the drive, and you know, we were in the lead with our wagons and the lead herd, and our camp was about 7 miles south of Roundup, and we had our own little pasture there up in the pine trees and the rim rocks, and we pulled in there, turned our horses loose, turned the cattle loose, and set up camp, and the parade proceeded to come by us. And when we arrived there, 7 miles south of Roundup, on the radios they were talking about the tail end of that wagon train just leaving Roundup. And so we sat there and watched the whole wagon train. We had the best seats. But the thing that really made it work is that the people of Montana and their friends and visitors that came had the horses, had the gear, had the horse trailers, had the trucks, knew how to use them, had the wagons, had the teams, had the harness. And if you had to sit down and plan all that and tell everybody how to do it, it would have never come off. They just went and did it. That was quite a sight.
Tracks and rails and great coal mines had their day. West was western, oil still pumps today. Yes, in Roundup, Montana, big city, USA, there's a great cattle drive and it will lead the way. Roundup, you were pioneer to the new frontier. Roundup, Montana, you survived through the years. In Roundup, Montana, the cattle are here to stay. Roundup, Montana, you're a king for a day. Roundup, you'll be part of Western history. May you forever reign and long live your memory. You're gonna mark some time, you'll be king for a day. I salute Roundup, Montana, big city, USA. Roundup, you were pioneer to the new frontier. Roundup, Montana, you survived through the years. Roundup, Montana, the cattle are here to stay. Roundup, Montana, you're king for a day. Tracks, rails, and great coal mines had their day. Your west was western and oil still pumps today. Yes, in Roundup, Montana, big city, USA, there a great cattle drive will lead the way. Roundup, you were pioneer to the new frontier. Roundup, Montana, you survived through the years.
When are you going to have these videos ready?